This is Michael Tolkin, this is Trailers from Hell, and I'm here today to talk about my movie The Rapture, the first film I directed in 1991. It's been long enough since I made the movie. My daughter was born during the mix, and she's now out of the house, and I've got an empty nest, so it's been a while. The film was controversial in its day and has found an audience, which I'm grateful for, and I'm happy to talk about it right now. When the movie came out, there were four basic reactions to it. There were people who said, I hate this movie because it says that religion is real. There were people who said, I hate this movie because it says religion is fake. People who said, I love this movie because it says religion is real. And there were people who said, I love this movie because it said religion is fake. I'd been listening to a lot of Christian radio, and I was really interested in making a film about faith from within the logic of the faith without criticizing it, and to go to something deeper into maybe it's just an American kind of end days fantasies. And it actually wasn't that difficult to get the movie made, a lot easier than anything I've tried since. We were lucky to get Mimi Rogers early committed to the film. As soon as David Duchovny came into the reading with Mimi, we knew that he was cast. He had a tremendous power. I think he'd made a couple of movies, but I like to think that we found something in David that has continued. Patrick Beauchot, who plays Vic, he's a very spiritual, soulful person, and he's got a kind of smoothness which is really delicious as the orgy master. And there's a connection between the idea of the orgy and the way that Mimi hands off the headphone to the other information operator at the beginning of the film. That is, the people would substitute for each other without any introspection or really without any hesitation, that there's no identity left. And I think that that's really what happens to Mimi at the beginning. She has no identity of her own. And it's the religious experience that returns her to herself. Some people found it incredibly offensive that it turns out that all this talk about the rapture and God coming back to judge the world is true, which I took as a good sign that the audience was really emotionally and intellectually engaged with the film. If there was anything that I was trying to do in a sort of a broad, cinematic, intellectually pretentious zone, it was to marry Fassbinder with Spielberg.